to another behind the scenes cake life vlog. It is Wednesday as always, however it is Wednesday afternoon because I've had you on charge all morning. I just wanted to show you what I got up to this morning. So I've been creating this Valentine's Day tray cake. I don't want to say sheet cake because a sheet in America is a certain size in it. It's like a certain sized pan. They have like a sheet cake and a half sheet. Well, this is made in a foil tray, so I'm calling it a tray cake. And it's just vanilla cake with splodges of jam inside. It's got buttercream on the top and buttercream swirls around the edges. Now, it's not Valentine's Day yet. We have another 2 weeks to go, but I wanted to make this up for pictures to be able to advertise what I'm selling. However, this is very scary. And I say this because this is a non-postable item, which means the only people who I can advertise this to are the locals. Now, I've mentioned it before, but you might have forgotten. But I have lots and lots of cakes, and you will see me, if you watch these vlogs, delivering the cakes up and down the UK. I just recently went to Brighton in the last vlog. If you don't know where I am, I'm in the northwest of the UK, so Brighton's like 5-6 hours drive away. And that's becoming like the norm for me. Over many, many years, I have delivered my cakes up and down the UK, which means I don't make many cakes for locals. I have dropped off the radar for locals. What I mean by that is everybody's got like these local Facebook groups where somebody asks for a cake maker and then there's a flurry of people and there's like 13 different cake makers mentioned. I am never mentioned. Only because when I used to be mentioned in those many, many, many years ago, A, I could hardly ever fit anybody in. 2, I'm probably a little bit more expensive than the other cake makers in this area. And 3, it's all about word of mouth. So if somebody's had one before, they will then recommend you. And seeing as I'm like in London and Brighton and Birmingham, they're not in the local Facebook groups. So I've completely dropped off the radar with the locals. I have set up a local Facebook group for my cakes because, very boring information, but I have a lot of followers on my Little Cherry Cake Company Facebook page. So I think we're about 120,000 followers. Now, these are people from all over the world. So if I post this on my cake page, how many of those 120,000 do you think are going to be local? Not many. So I might not even sell one of these. This is the reality of it. I might not even sell one. But I thought I need to dip my toe back in and reconnect with my local town. So I'll let you know how I get on. I put them up for sale 31 minutes ago in this local group. And I also did a competition to win one. So they don't even have to pay for it. They can win one. And I have had no comments yet. So if you're out there watching this as a cake maker, wondering how other people are doing this, we're not. In other news, I have a cake this week. I have a birthday cake to make. It's 2 small tiers sat on the same board, and the theme is Numberblocks. I'm pretty sure it's called Numberblocks. I am out of touch with all these kids shows because obviously mine are a lot older now. We are talking nearly 16 and an 18-year-old. However, when they were younger, there was something called the Numberjacks. I remember the Numberjacks, but these are the Numberblocks. These are the new kids on the block. So I'm going to do a little bit of research. That's what I'm going to be working on this week, and it's being collected on Friday. My ganache is made, so now I just need to fill them.
where I'm up to so far, and you haven't seen me make the rainbow because I've shot it as a little tutorial, so that's either up now or coming soon. But it's just an easy way to do a quick rainbow that requires absolutely no drying time whatsoever. As soon as you've made it, you can get it on the cake. And it's also very nice and sturdy, so I'll leave it linked below if that one's ready for you. And this is the prep I've been doing for the number blocks. So as you can see, we've got number 1, number 2, number 3, and so on. These are all just the bodies because it's nearly home time now, so I'm going to do all their eyes and their faces and their arms and legs tomorrow. It's actually Friday tomorrow, so this is being collected roughly 4 p.m. So I'm hoping I can get everybody's eyes and legs on and on the cake ready to go by then. But I did something quite exciting at dinner time. It's not exciting to anybody else but me. We have had a new Aldi built in our local town. Now, our other Aldi where I do my weekly shop, it's a good, say, 15-20 minute drive. There's often lots of traffic though, which can make it longer. And this new one is literally like a 2 to 3 minute walk away from this studio, which I am elated about, because if I run out of an ingredient, a jar of jam, brown sugar, whatever that may be, I am 3 minute walk away, and I am so excited because it opened today and we nipped up at dinner time to go and have a look at it. Now, Adam's been taking the mick out of me because every time we've driven past it on the way home from work, I've always been like craning my neck to see what the construction update has been. I'm like, oh, they've got the posters in, oh, they've got the trolleys out, oh, they've got the white lines on the car park. And he's like, you are way too excited for this supermarket. Yeah, it's open today. It looks really good. Everything's obviously nice and neat. So that's where I can do my food shopping from now on. And the reason why I'm so excited is not only is it close to the studio, but it's closer to home. So you're talking a 4 minute drive from home. And why this excites me is because I absolutely hate winter. January, February, cold, rainy, snowy, icy, frosty, friggin' hate it. And it's always really, really dark. So like when you finish work, it's dark. You have to get bundled up in the car. It's freezing. You have to sit in traffic to go and get your food shop, which you don't want to do because you can't be arsed. Because you have to do it every single week. And it's just such a long process. But this being 5 minutes down the road makes it a much quicker and easier process. So that's why I'm excited. I know there's probably a minute amount of you watching who can understand that. For the rest, you'll be like, wow, what is wrong with you? But yeah, we went to see it today. Also, in other news, just before I got home, because it's 4:47 now, you might have noticed something on my wrist. Now, I never ever wear anything when I am cake decorating. You don't see me wearing rings, bracelets, necklaces, anything like that, because I find they get in the way. I will end up leaving like imprints when I'm rolling out or leaning on something. But I have treated myself to this little, I don't even know what you would call it. It's called a me band. I'll leave it linked below if anybody's interested. It's only like £34, but look at the little interface I've chosen. I'm trying to get this to stay on so you can see it, but that is very like 80s, 90s, isn't it? The teal and the pink. But it counts my steps. And this is not cake related whatsoever, so I won't chat about it for too long, but I need to take control of my health, because a lot of you, if you're very old vlog watchers, will remember my blood sugar drops when I'm out and about, if I do anything strenuous, even just like building something flat pack. If I've not had anything to eat, my blood sugar plummets in a second. And it was actually you guys in the comments that helped me find this, because they were like, oh, have you looked into like hypoglycemia? It sounds like you're hypoglycemic. Because I'm not diabetic, which you'd think was the main thing. So it was actually you, everybody watching, that told me this, and I had a look into it and I was like, wow, this actually fits. Well, I've since found something else which fits even better, and I have been to the doctors. They were pretty useless, and I never thought I would say this because I'm not one to kind of like do Dr. Google.
I'm like, no, you should really go to the GP for things because Dr. Google will tell you anything. And honestly, I've learnt more from Instagram Reels and Dr. Google than any doctor has been able to ever help me with since I was a teenager. So therefore, I am taking charge. I am doing this myself, and one way is to track my steps. I need to do lots more steps per day. Looks into my sleep and things and tells me all my sleep patterns. So yeah, I won't go into it too much because we're all about cake, but maybe I'll do it over on my other channel at some point to explain the whole thing. But I'm going home now. I'll see you tomorrow.
Good morning. It is now 10:30 and I walked to work today, so I've already got my 3,000 steps in so far. But you'll see they all have faces on, so this is what I've been working on this morning. Little smiles, eyes. They don't have arms and legs yet. I want to put the arms and legs on when I've decided where they're going on the cake. And I've kind of lined them up, like here are the kind of tallish characters and slightly shorter ones. And I don't have a set place where they're going to go yet, but I'm going to talk you through as I'm putting them on, why I'm putting them where I'm putting them. Because I know you like to get a bit of insight on how my brain works when it comes to things like this. So for example, this is number 4. And because he's fully green, it doesn't make sense to me to put him down here where it's full of green because he's going to get lost. So I know automatically this character is going to be sitting up here somewhere. You can already see that he stands out much better up here on the blue than he does down here getting lost in the green. So he's a given. I already know where he lives. He lives up here somewhere. This is number 7, fully rainbow block. And I already have lots of rainbow going on up here, so it does look nice up here, but we have heavy rainbow detail, and I know the names are also heavy rainbow, but I think he's going to look a little bit better down here than he is right next to another rainbow. So I know he's going to live down at the bottom somewhere, so we're going to put him over here. So those are the really obvious characters. Now we've got number 10. This one is a big block of white. Now, I'm not a fan of number 10 because it looks a bit boring when it's all in white with a red edge. And a lot of the other characters are a bit more colourful and more matching to like the colours that are going on the cake. So I know I'm going to hide him somewhere at the back. And what I mean by that is maybe I'll place him down there and he'll have another slightly colourful character in front of him to hide him a little bit, or maybe he will live up here again at the back and then more colourful characters in front of him. So I want to hide him a little bit. Sorry, number 10. It's nothing personal. You just kind of don't fit with the rest of the colours in the design. And then this is where it starts getting a little bit hard now because these are really obvious and the ones coming in now are not so obvious. So this is more about how tall characters are and how much space they're going to fill. So say this one down here, this is going to kind of cover that R a little bit. So I know this one can't live in the middle. I'm going to need a shorter character to kind of live there. And they're also too tall. If I bring this down to kind of like eye level, when you're looking at the cake, it's going to hide some of those letters there, you see. So this again, because it's tall, it's either going to have to go at the side or maybe up the top somewhere. So this is kind of how I do it. I kind of just hold everything up. I've got my obvious ones. They will actually go on first, and the taller ones, and then the smaller ones I can fill in afterwards.
all done. The cake got collected fine, everything went fine. And I love that she left a comment on the cake on Instagram, and in the picture are the two twins wearing rainbow coloured coats. It is the most adorable thing, they even matched their cake. Then Saturday we just spent the day tidying the house. You know, our house just gets in a mess. It's a never-ending job. And then Sunday we actually went out for one of our walks. So I'll be doing my goals video soon. We're already in February. I never ever managed to get it up in January. But part of one of my goals was to walk more. And we have been walking more, but I want to go out on like proper walks. The one where you need to pack a bag for the day, pack your dinner for the day, and you end up on the top of a hill in the middle of nowhere. So we went and did Mam Tour. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce it. But it's in the Peak District, and again it's one of those walks that should have been about 2.5 hours long, and it took us 4 hours because we're very slow walkers. We like to stop, have dinner, we stop for snacks, we stop for videos and pictures every 2 minutes. So our walks take a little bit longer, but that is what we got up to on Sunday, and I think I did 16,000 steps. So I certainly hit my allocation for the day. And we're hoping to do some more of those soon, and I can do that because a lovely brigadier last year, if you remember, she knew that I wanted to go on more walks because I put it in the video, and she very kindly sent me a book of the 100 like best British walks, which I thought was so thoughtful. So I've had the book out again, flicking through trying to find some good walks. But it's the start of a new week. You are already sitting on top of a cake box. I've just finished a cake ready to go. I have filmed it for a tutorial as well, so that's another tutorial coming your way. And just before I go, what are your thoughts on the fringe? I had a fringe cut in about a year ago. I can't believe it's been about a year ago. I'm sure it's round about then. They're just too high maintenance because I have a greasy fod. I've always had a greasy fod. Even when I used to have a fringe in high school, it never used to be a fringe. They'd turn into little greasy strands, and that's what it keeps doing. It will look good for 10 minutes. I leave the house, it's a little bit windy, I'm stroking my fringe back into position, and it's just getting greasy. So it lasts about 10 minutes and then it just looks awful. And then I try to scrape it back into a ponytail for the rest of the week. So I only get to see my fringe for about a day. So I've decided to grow it out a bit, but I'm thinking of like having curtain bangs instead. So you can see I've put my parting in the centre, and I'm going to grow them out a bit to have like curtain bangs, you know what I mean? I said this to Adam and he went, what? Never heard that before. What the hell is a curtain bang? But like this, where it's a little bit short, you can see, look how it just turns into individual strands. But I'm thinking something like this, grow them a little bit longer, have little shortish ones here getting longer. I think that's a little bit more manageable. Anyway, we're not here to talk about fringes. If you enjoyed this video, please leave me a comment down below because I do try to read them and also get back to them. And if you've clicked on this video and you're not subscribed yet, because I have a heck of a lot of watchers that are not subscribers, then please do consider pressing the button so you can see lots of updates on tutorials and when the vlogs are coming next. And yeah, I will see you in the next one.